Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of BellyUpSports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
We'll just go right into it, man. Pochettino, he ends up signing his contract. Finally is officially signs his contract to be the U.S. men's national team coach. The reason for the delay, a lot of people were maybe wondering, maybe he regrets, maybe he's having second doubts and all that. No, it was just the fact that there was a delay which came from financial complications that came from Chelsea. Which is funny to think that that's the reason why. But yeah, he wasn't able to sign till he got whatever was dealt. I believe Chelsea owed him money, so till Chelsea paid him, took care of that, he wasn't able to sign with the U.S. men's national team. So, but he had a lot of things to say. He's really excited about USA. He thinks that that this is an amazing opportunity. Like I said, he's gonna be able. He's gonna attempt to try to get the country of the U.S. to love soccer, to get into soccer, and I think that's a cool thing. But that is a lot of responsibility. That is a lot of responsibility because we live in a country that there's just other options for sports. So how do you get them to look at that option and be like, yes? And I think that's going to be his biggest challenge: is how does he reach out and let that people know this is a good, viable option for anybody? I think that my question would be is how do you make this sport affordable? And the reason why I say that is because that's really one of the big issues with this game. That, if you want to play for a club, if you want to play, if you want to play for this youth club or get into the Dynamo Academy, yes, pay to play is a thing. It 100% is. I don't necessarily think it's like there's ways about it. There's they've offered scholarships. There's ways to get into an academy or a youth club. But I think obviously the people that can afford those things are not the people it's not the player that people are hoping to get. They want to see essentially they want their LeBron James. They want their own, their own CJ Stroud. They want their own come from nothing to make it to the top kind of player. They want their own Mookie Betts. And the reality is that this game is not cheap. And I mean, travel ball, AAU, they're not cheap either. But there's ways to still make it to the ranks of a top athlete in regardless of the sports here in America. Basketball, baseball, football, all those sports you can still play in high school for free. You can still play in high school for free, be a standout in your high school, and go to college. Or, obviously in baseball's case, you can get drafted from high school if you're that much of a standout. But you play college ball and then maybe you get drafted after that, or even become an undrafted free agent as well. So there is a cheaper way to become a professional. And so how do you make that possible for soccer? High school soccer, yes, people still scout high school soccer players, but not professional leagues. Maybe for, to get them to play for academies, but not to get a pro contract. Same thing, college soccer, I think like I said, the pool, and when I initially thought the pool options for college soccer wasn't necessarily great, but obviously Majib kind of enlightened me on that there is a ton of options. St. Louis, a soccer powerhouse in the NCAA. But how do you reach out to those families? The ones that everyone seems to think that you need to have a guy of that caliber, with that mentality of I'm getting the fuck out of my situation to give a better life, not only for myself but for my family. And I think that that's really the mentality that a lot of people speak about soccer, that you don't have in the U.S. but you have across the world. You know, you look at Lionel Messi, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Those guys did not come from wealthy families, and look where they are now. And so I think with Pochettino is, how does he, you know, get everybody into this? And I think, like, kind of going to when I interviewed Ed Honcher from South Sports, right? He talked about it, like, you know, we have the athletes, right? The thing is to make soccer an option and have the ambition and have the culture of loving soccer. Like, soccer isn't bred into everyone in the US. If you're bred into soccer in the US, it's because it's a cultural thing. You grew up into it. Like, for instance, you know, me, I'm Salvadorian, so I grew up loving soccer, so that's why I love soccer. But that's not necessarily the same case for everybody in the US. Especially here in Texas, football is king. American football is king. Everyone, as soon as you're old enough to play peewees, you fucking slap a helmet and some pads on you, and you're out there playing football. You know, so I think that there is a lot of factors, right? And we'll see if he can do it. I hope he can do it. Um, when he was being interviewed with Men in Blazers, he said that, like, they asked him, what is the goal for the World Cup? And he said, to win the World Cup. We have to think like that. I guess that's the winning mentality that Pulisic wants. I don't know. But yes, he's talking about that that the players need to have that mentality that, fuck you, I'm winning that World Cup. And I think that I love that he's saying those things, that he's like, there has to be ambition. There has to be ambition to have a winning mentality. And so I love that he said those things. I love that he's 100% in on the US. Obviously the question is still, is this the guy? Is this the guy that's going to fix US soccer for generations to come, where that kid is going to look at that football and be like, you know what? I want to kick this soccer ball. You know, that kid that plays, basketball, is like, you know what? I've always liked playing soccer too. I just didn't think there was a good player route for me, pro route for me. But now there is. Can Pochettino be that guy? I don't know, but I sure damn hope he is. If that makes any sense. So I really hope that this pans out for the US, man. I really want it to be. After going the international break that we went through, I want to see a change in this nation. I want to see a change in this culture of, we stink, we're never going to be good. Like, we have the players. I'm for a fact know we have a lot of talented players now on this team. More so than we did in 2014. If we can get the mentality of the 2014 team mixed with the talent that we have now, the US can do something. But that mentality has to be there. And once again, it just sucks hearing Christian Pulisic talk about that. Because I don't want to hear that. That's what they're hoping the coach can help. So that's not a coach thing, that's a player thing. But if Pochettino could come in and be infectious with that mentality and get all the guys 100% in on that, US could be a dangerous team. And I really hope to see that.